I hope you are well. And you know what? If I do that, you will feel better. Yeah, like that. So, what do you say? Yeah, like this. I just want to make sure, actually, I'm just behind you now. Just want to make sure you will see my face. Perfect. So, in today's video, I would like to share with you some business tips and tricks, I would say, like some pieces of advice of what you can do as a businessman, businesswoman in your day-to-day life. I know it can be quite hard to think straight and to have a clear idea of where you want your life to be. Sometimes, and quite often actually, we are stuck in our life. We don't know what to do. We feel a little bit isolated, a bit like in a tunnel. Imagine you are in the bottom of a tunnel and you cannot go out of the tunnel. You feel sad. You feel a little bit like you are trapped inside. You are like a prisoner and you have no idea how to go out of the tunnel. Well, it's exactly the same in your life. Exactly the same in our life. We even call that the rat race. So it's funny because the rat race is actually having the best education background, the best diplomas, like a really nice, fancy bachelor from a prestigious university, and then maybe even a master, maybe even after a PhD, who knows, and then you want the best job at a really prestigious company where your parents and your grandparents would be proud of you. And it never stops. It's always more and more. And that's a big issue because you are then trapped inside of a cycle where it's never enough. You always need something more, and something else, and something else, and something else. And I believe in my case, that's the ingredients of unsatisfaction. You will never be happy, and especially you will never be satisfied, because happy, we are not happy all the time, 24 hours. Of course, depending on our lifestyle, we can be happier more often than sad, and vice versa. But satisfied and satisfaction in general, it's quite different. When we are satisfied with our life, some people actually say it's a danger being satisfied because from there is where we don't progress anymore. I agree and disagree at the same time because okay, it is true, when we are satisfied, we might slow down, but at the same time, if we are never satisfied, we will never be happy. And I think happiness and satisfaction is correlated. Although, satisfaction, it's like in the long term. Happiness, sometimes you are fully satisfied, but you are not happy for another reason, or just because of the mood, and mood is dynamic. It's a mood, But satisfaction is more stable. And indeed, even though you will probably move less, like you will accomplish less things once you are satisfied. But if you are never satisfied, you will always be like, you will pursue happiness, but happiness will never come. You will always run after happiness, look after it, but it will never be there. At some point, we need a prize. All right, once we have the prize, it's done. But life is also about relaxing and about taking good moments for ourselves. Just slow it down and enjoying the little things we are surrounded with. And I think that's extremely important. When we are enjoying the little things, what are around us, it's so precious because then we can clearly see how valuable the life is. Otherwise, we will never take the time to do that, and we believe we don't even actually take a moment to think about the valuation of the life. So we believe, oh no, I always need to do more, always more, always more. Now I get 2 million, I need to get 2 million. Oh, now I get 2 million, I need to get 1 billion. You see, and where does it stop? And usually, it's never. And then everything for what? Like, you don't need 3 billion. Oh no, but just for the, I like what are, like, I need something prestigious. I want something like, I want a certain statu quo, I would say. Statu quo is probably what people are looking for. Like, they want to be seen as someone specific. But again, do you want to be happy? Do you want to live for yourself, or do you want to live for others? And the same with the rat race. Usually rat race, it never ends up. And most of the people who went to the rat race, usually our parents, it started really like back in that time in 1970, 1960, 1980, 1960, 1980, 1990. And that's it. For us, for me, maybe for you, I'm not sure. If you did study after 2000, if you started your studies there, it was already a bit less, but still it was. And now for the generation of my niece and my nephew, not really, not at all actually, I would say. They go to school, but also sometimes, it depends of the education of the parents. It depends how the parents, like, what are their vision. In my case, I have probably a different opinion about that, like school or learning by yourself and learning how to learn, maybe it's more important. And everything changes so fast. But again, you need to learn what you need for the future. You don't need to learn something you will never have to use. So it depends on your environment, it depends where you live, it depends what you need, it depends what you like, it depends what you plan to do. What you plan to do is the hardest, because usually we don't know what we'll do until we are 18. But maybe nowadays it will change actually, and what we know already when we are quite young, it will still be the same, because everything changes thanks to AI, thanks to a lot of things actually, not only AI, IoT, Internet of Things, thanks to technology basically, thanks to a lot of things like Web3 and so on. It's hilarious how life changes and moves so quickly. It does changes quickly, but you have to adapt and you need to be smart. But that doesn't mean you always have to push harder and always being the first on the line. It's nice to, and maybe that makes you feeling so happy, but for how long as well? Maybe for 1 second or for your entire life. So of course, everybody has to know themselves, and so they can decide in one kind of part of business you want to be. And that's actually an excellent book. Listening usually his podcast. He's from the UK, Stephen Bartlett. I hope I say his name correctly, and I love it. And his podcast is really nice too. I really wanted to share you like my insights, what I think is good and less good about life and about pushing ourselves. Oh, I have my nose running a bit. I'm sorry. I will just blow my nose for 1 second. Fortunately, I'm alone where I am now, so that's fine. I'm with you actually, but it's always a bit annoying to have your nose blowing, especially like when you have to blow your nose, when your nose is running like that. It's fortunately I haven't been there, and that's fine. But always like look forward where and what you want to do, and exactly knowing ourselves. And also sometimes we need to change our mindset, our limiting beliefs. The only limitation we have is the one we set by ourselves. That's the only limitation. So the one we engraved by ourselves in our brain is the only existing limitation. There's no other limitations. I know, fabulous, isn't it? So that's why we always have to know, okay, I have a limitation. I know my limitation is probably because of my education, my background, where I live, my religious, my beliefs, other things. And how can I deconstruct this to be able to rebuild myself, or especially the way I think and the way I see limitations and what's possible and what's not, because that's currently limiting me. And that's important to do. It's a good exercise to do. 1 second. I will get a glass of water actually. Well, I'm still here. Alright. So yeah, like what I was saying, it's my glass of water. It's important also to have a vision of where you want to go, a vision of exactly what you want to become and to where. If you think about planning, about tasks, it will be much easier after. I will just move a little bit. It will be much easier, and you will see it will change everything. Like if we always think about, okay, now I'm there, but what I can do to be over there? What should I do every single day? And that's also what the compound effect is. Compound effect is doing doing one thing every day, but consistently. And so because you are consistent, you will be able, even if you just spend 1 hour per day, you will be able to succeed and to be there because you are so consistent by doing it. Same when you want to learn a language. Because you are so consistent at learning the language, 1 hour every single day, you will be able to be fluent by the end of this year. But if you spend 5 hours per day, you think you will be able to last, but you will not be able to last. You do that for like 2 weeks maximum, I promise you. It's not possible to do more than 2 weeks by spending 5 hours every day. And then it will be too much. And just thinking, I have to study for 3 hours, 2 hours, it's too much. So you will not even start. You have to minimize the task when you have to start the task. If the task looks too complicated at the beginning, like, or just about the time, oh wow, 3 hours to do it, you will just not do it. And that's a big issue. Because then you will just give up. You see? I'm so sorry that I'm actually moving. I'm a bit sick, so that's why I try to keep up myself. But I really wanted to do this video because for me it's a topic that, you know, my heart is speaking here. And I know we are all different, but that's why I really want to help you, because sometimes we don't realize that, and we need a wake-up call. We need a wake-up call. And finally we have like the haha moment. We say, oh yes, I know what's missing in my life. I know what I need. I know that I should do that instead. And then you move on and you do it. And that's what I wish you so strongly. So yeah, again, like, it's like what Nike says, just do it. Indeed, just do it. Like really, it's that simple. But the mental, our perception is the hardest, and it's also the hardest to be changed. We don't like new things, we don't like new habits, so we have to set our mindset in a different environment, in a different way of thinking, to be able to jump to the next step. All right. So I really wish you to do that. I mean, I'm 100% with you. I know you will do it. I believe in you. And don't wait tomorrow to do it. Don't wait tomorrow to start a new project, to start a new life. If you are not satisfied today, do it today. Instead of saying, oh, maybe in 2 weeks. No, today is the right day. Don't move to later what you want to do today. Today, there's no other better moment. So yeah, I'm so much with you. It's like, you know that proverb, Chinese proverb, like it says, the best moment to plant a tree, it's so famous, that one, the best moment to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best moment to plant a tree is now, today, right now, because if you plant it now, in 20 years time, it will be as big as the one you have planted 20 years ago as it is now. Beautiful tree, elegant, I don't know, just a nice tree. I love trees. And yes, that's why you have to start today. And that's the same, the tree, imagine, the tree is like your project. If you do it today, in 20 years, wow, you'll be so proud. But don't wait later, just now. And I know we need to be disciplined. And you know what? It makes sense because we need a routine. If we based what we do on our motivation, it will never last. It will just take like maybe a few days, it will be fine, and after your motivation always changes, it's dynamic. But if you plan what you want to do on routines and you are just creating some triggers of habits you already have, then you have the certitude you will do it. You will be sure you will do it because routine, like brushing your teeth, having a shower, breakfast, dinner, but again, doing early in the morning is better. Dinner is usually later in the day, but it's nice to do it early morning so you are sure you do it, but also on routines. And you know what? Discipline equals freedom. If you are disciplined, you will have the freedom, because when we are disciplined with ourselves, it helps us to create more time to have some time free, because you are so well disciplined and well organized in your day. All right, that's all for today. I wish you a happy day, plenty of fun, happiness, success is all I wish you. See you. Bye bye, and see you in another video, by the way.